Welcome to AstroEnergy with astrologer angel Shelley Overton. I'm so sorry. Oh, have mercy. I'm just sniffling here and clearing my throat. I apologize. Anyway, welcome to the AstroEnergy show on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Shelley Overton, and I am happy to be here with you today. We are going to talk astrology. And as is the case with planets every so often, being that I'm a Virgo and I have a Mercury ruler, we have issues with electronics. So today is one of those days, and I had to switch browsers at the last second because I could not get on the air. And then, it's been an interesting morning. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and it's a little bit overcast and cloudy today, and I think it's supposed to rain. But I have a lot going on, and one of the things that's going on is my battery died in my car. So currently, I'm still trying to get open the chart here, if you give me a second. So, my remote on my keychain died yesterday because of the battery. And, of course, my car died today, so I have to go get a new battery after the show is over, get AAA out here to give me a jump. And I don't know if they can do it because there's battery acid all over the battery. So I'm going to have to get their help with that, and hopefully that'll work out. But don't worry, because I have other people to help me. But that electronic thing is, of course, something that I deal with fairly frequently. Even I told my daughter via text this morning that my battery's dead in my car, and she's like, again, you go through so many batteries. And it is true. I go through a lot of batteries on my car. So much so that I could have sworn I only got one a year ago, at most 2, and it's a 3-year warranty. So the reason astrologically is because Mercury, the planet of communications, transportation, and electronics, just went into Scorpio. So that planet in particular is directly opposite Uranus, which is the more intense vibration of the same energy. And so as it went from Libra, which is an air sign, and air also is connected to thought and the transmission of electrical impulses, you have a strong energy around difficulty with electronics and anything like internet and wires and cords. Anything with a wire cord or an engine is going to give you problems right now. And being the lovely astrologer that I am, that is so wrapped up in many other things, I didn't catch this. I've been living it. I have to tell you, I did talk about it last week, but I was not paying attention to the ingress, they call it an ingress, of Mercury into Scorpio. So, yeah, that hit. And so if you've been having issues with any of the above, cars, electronics, communications, that's why. So today we have a lot going on with that because, of course, now Mercury is in Scorpio, and Mercury is 1 degree away from Jupiter in Scorpio. The sun is at 24 Libra, and so, of course, the sun will be going into Scorpio on the 24th, and we will be having a lot of it. That's 7 days because there are 31 days in October, and that means that the sun moves in it goes a degree a day, and since the 31st, that can't be right. What am I saying? I was saying it was going a degree a day. It is going pretty close to a degree a day, but it actually does move in on the 24th. And that's what I was saying. Okay, see, Mercury, gotta love it. So it's a week from today, which is where the 7 degrees comes in. That's where it is. So the sun's at 24 degrees. It goes to 30 degrees, which is actually 6 degrees away of astrological time. And 7 days from now, which is the 24th, is when the sun goes into Scorpio. So what I was doing was I was confusing the days of the month with the astrological degrees. And that's why I got a little confused there. So it is bound to happen, especially with Mercury now in a new sign. But the good thing is Mercury is coming into sextile to my natal Mercury. But now that we have Mercury coming up on Jupiter, we are going to have a double whammy of the Plutonian energy. So what does that mean? Well, rules Scorpio. And since now Mercury is no longer Venus ruled Libra, it is in Pluto ruled. It means that instead of our thoughts being around the feminine, desires, money, actually also Mercury in Libra can make us feel like money is a little more scarce because it's an air energy. And again, ramping up to the Venus energy with Uranus going into Taurus next year. Air signs are not about money, they're about ideas. So we had that when Mercury was in Libra. Now Venus, of course, is in Libra. Venus rules Libra. So it is about the ideas around money, ideas around partnership. Money, again, in Libra is focused more on giving it away to others, and sociology and sociological energy, meaning welfare, doing good for others. And having Jupiter just gone through Libra, again, any planet that follows Jupiter recently out of Libra is picking up on some of the Jupiterian energy that has been influencing that sign for the last year. So the Sun has been doing it. Now Venus is doing it. Moon is at 28 Virgo. Later today, she will be doing it. And then Mars is at 26 Virgo. And he moves into Scorpio in November. And it's the, oh, excuse me. Hang on a second. Wow, he's a lot slower. Sorry. He moves in December. December 10th, he gets to Scorpio. So he's going to hover around the last degrees through almost all of, oh, let me just double check. Libra. Something doesn't seem right with that. Oh, Libra, I'm sorry. That's what it is. See, I'm just going to, at least I'm catching my mistakes. So that's a good thing. Mars goes into Libra first. He's at Virgo, N degrees of Virgo. So he goes into Libra for the month of November. And then he gets into Scorpio on the 10th of December. So as he goes into Libra as well. So he gets into Libra on the 15th of October. So that's odd. Mars no, that's not right. That was Venus. Sorry, Venus went in on the 15th. Mars goes in on the 23rd. I need to take a breath because apparently numbers are confusing me right now. Anyway, it still holds true that the energy of Libra is going to be triggered by all these fast-moving planets, the Sun, Venus, Moon, and Mars in the next month. And so that means that all these planets are triggering the side of ourselves that connect to other people, that have us concerned about other people, and really having to make the decision once again. Now remember, Jupiter pulled out the energy of self-interest within partnering and within relationships. So as these faster moving planets go through, we have the Sun, which represents ego, picking up on having our ego needs met within the partnership after Jupiter. So again, following the energy of Jupiter. Venus, the energy of desire, wanting someone, wanting the partnership, but knowing that now we need to pay attention to our needs first as opposed to giving in to the other needs and being more codependent. Now we are in a place that it has shifted. So we're going to want a partner, and we're looking for that partner who is also taking care of their needs so that both partners are coming to the whole from equal places and equal footing, where they're not looking for the other to complete them, but enhance them. And then the moon today, for the next couple of days, the moon will be very much about the home life, but the integration of this is a really deep one, the integration of dynamics around the family of origin and how it expresses out through desires to have a home life. Again, now looking to having our needs met first and then enhanced by the partner. And then Mars, of course, when Mars goes in, like I said, We'll reiterate so we have it all clear. The 23rd of October. So in 6 days, Mars gets to Libra. Then we are going to actively look for that partner who is a complement to us and not filling a deficit somehow, which is really where the Libra energy has been. But now that Jupiter has passed through this energy, again, we're on that new path of completion and feeling like we need to pay attention to us. If we were that person we would normally be helping, now we're helping ourselves. So Mercury in Scorpio, again, Scorpio, Pluto, it is the energy of rising from the ashes, which in California, that's a literal translation from the ashes of these fires. Very strong around deep psychological energy and pulling that psychological energy out. Again, Scorpio tends to withdraw and hold information to themselves, but Jupiter coming conjunct with Mercury, which, let me see, I don't have my good ephemeris handy because, my life is electronic, mercurial, chaotic day today. But it's within a day. Mercury moves very rapidly, so Mercury will be in there. Let me see, today is the 17th. Oh, and it's 11:11 a.m. I think I only noticed the time on my show when it's 11:11. So make your wish. But Mercury, will be there tomorrow, of course, because it's one day away, and it will be right there conjunct. So it means that Mercury acts in the same vein, in the same drive as Jupiter. So it is making it very well known that it is about the deep psychological desire that is a necessity. So Jupiter wants things to be out in the open. So Mercury is bringing things out into the open, and of course Pluto rules politics. It's going to be a really interesting week with politics because words that are being said are now going to be taken to task. Not that they haven't in the past, but the beauty is that Jupiter, between now and the end of the year, Jupiter will be moving into sextile, my favorite aspect astrologically, with Pluto at 16 Capricorn. So having Jupiter in a positive cooperative aspect with the ruling planet of the sign it's in is going to mean tremendous shifts and changes around information that's coming at us politically, hidden. It could be information that we haven't been privy to before. It could be energy coming up from not only politics, but systems of government and especially judicial systems. So I was listening to NPR this weekend, and there was some information about, oh gosh, I don't remember which state it was. There is an upcoming election, and a governor, I want to say it's like Alabama or Mississippi. Could be Arkansas. I thought there was an A associated with it. Anyway, one of these states is in the news about having a judge up for choice of the governor. And the governor, it's Chris Christie. It was New Jersey. That's what it was. And Christie could potentially appoint a new judge, which would be a Republican, of course. But there's an election because he's at the end in office. So due to term limits. So they're having an election for governor, and if that's a Democratic governor, then it'll be a Democratic judge. So this is going to be a very strong energy through the month of October, and all the machinations going on, and you can tell I have a Scorpio rising. I'm sorry, but I'm very politically minded. There are a lot of moving parts right now because we're going into the end of the year, and of course we have the budget coming up again in December, so the national budget. So there's a lot of things that'll be in flux between now and then politically, and Jupiter is, of course, the energy of wanting to be very forthright and out in the open about information. In Scorpio, of course, Scorpio resists that, but it's going to be laid bare, and Mercury is going to be loose lips. Mercury is going to be saying, oh, this is what it is, and it just wants to express the true nature, what it is. And of course, Mercury in Scorpio wants to hide the information, but conjunct Jupiter, not going to be able to. So today, I haven't even really read much about the news. I know they're still harping on the Weinstein thing. I shouldn't say harping, because absolutely that had to come out. And there's a whole campaign about posting Me Too for women or even men who have been, victims of sexual harassment or any kind of assault or aggression. And I can say Me Too probably multiple times if I go and itemize it, but definitely one time that comes to mind, but multiple others. Just living and just working in regular day to day offices. I don't mean to digress, but I guess because it's such a political energy right now, and Mercury is right there at Jupiter, it's something that's always the heart of a Scorpio energy, which is justice. And I know people like to put a lot on the Scorpio energy about being covert and not very nice and stinging and vindictive, et cetera, et cetera. But one other thing that Scorpio has that is not often talked about, which is a very strong sense of justice when it's not afflicted. And justice has to happen right now. That's what Jupiter is doing, is bringing out the things that are unjust. And especially because of the approaching sextile to Pluto, this is a major, major shift and change what we understand the government to be and how this energy is going to be dealt with. And of course, Saturn is moving closer and closer to going into Capricorn on the 21st of December. And so we are bringing out some of the things that have not been dealt with. And Saturn, again, for the bones of what's going on in Sagittarius, wanting to just go through somewhat in a superficial way, but not be bogged down by all the ugly underneath. So there is a sextile between Saturn and the Sun right now, and that's Libra Sagittarius. So today we've got that energy going on, and that is much more buoyant and happy energies for at least a week until Sun gets out of this more frilly, fluffy air energy. And I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm not saying that people who have Libra suns or even Libra influences are frilly and fluffy, but they are, I think they have the ability to be more optimistic than Scorpio. Scorpio is going to be your sign of morbidity and deep, dark, probably dank thinking. So for as long as the Sun's in Libra, sextiling Saturn and Sagittarius, we have more optimism around relationships and finding the partner, some travel plans being made. Make those travel plans right now where they can really encourage positivity. And then Sun goes into Scorpio. So Sun, ego, we're going to definitely find territorialism on the rise, more wanting to get back at someone. And I would say right now the information may be coming out and it may be more superficial on some level, or maybe it's just what we're hearing on the surface, but it's going to get deeper as time goes on. And once Sun gets into Scorpio, let me tell you, Sun is going to be bringing that ego, and that's where territorialism comes in. That's where vindictiveness comes in. And that's where trying to balance things through retribution comes in. So the one positivity that I'm looking at is the movement of these energies closer to a sextile with Pluto. So it means that while we may be feeling some of these deep psychological things coming to the surface, they have to. And we are going to come out the other side intact and better for it. Jupiter is making sure. Jupiter wants to get the information out while Scorpio wants to teach us. And Jupiter actually wants to teach too. Scorpio likes to teach lessons on some level, likes to balance through, like I said, that tit for tat. But Jupiter is about growth and understanding in a larger sense. So we're bringing out the ugly, and we're going to deal with it. And we're going to deal with it in a positive way. And it may not be necessarily comfortable, but ultimately we're purging. And Jupiter is going to have us really pay attention to our own crap. And I want to say, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Saturn is there, which is karmic taskmaster. So we have some of that energy going on with ego right now around relationships. And when the sun goes into Scorpio, it's gonna be like you have karmic energy there, but you have more psychological stuff. And I have a different view of karma. To me, karma is the non-vindictive energy. It is not about, oh, I'm sorry, Taylor Swift. I have a strong connection to Taylor Swift through my daughter, and I love to use her as an example for things. But her song, one of her recent songs is, maybe I got mine, but you'll all get yours. That is a vindictive way of looking at karma, which is not the way karma works. Karma is neutral. Karma is, if you look at karma as energy that comes in based on where your thoughts are, so it's kind of more the law of attraction, that whatever energy you're putting out and thinking about, you see more of. So you attract that more into your world. If you're attracting vindictiveness or wanting to get back at people, you're going to attract more people being vindictive. So in a sense, that seems like that way of karma, tit for tat, but it's more, if that's the way you are, then that's what you'll attract. If you are more about learning the lessons and moving on, you will attract a higher vibration of energy. You won't get quote unquote karmic retribution. That karma is very much, I just think of, every time I think of karma, I think of the character Pigpen in Peanuts. Pigpen walks around in his cloud of dust and dirt, and that's karma. It's what is around you. And as you change that and clean up your vibration, you clean up what's around you. So it's not about, well, I'll sit back and watch you fall down in flames because you've been being nasty. If you really look at it, and I'm sorry to digress, but it just, to me, enhances the experience when you understand things in a broader sense. And having Jupiter in Scorpio, it's the way it's going to be for a little while, because I'm trying to explain things that are a little bit deeper now. So, so we have this karmic energy come up, and we have to see what our psychology is and what are we doing with our own psychology that would attract around us, that it is not you are a bad person, so you're going to have these things. It's more like you believe that that's how things work, so you see evidence of it. And when you change how you believe things work, you'll see evidence of that new belief, which is why religions all claim to be the be-all, end-all, because when you have a belief system, karmically, you're going to enhance more of your belief because your belief is self-validating. So, of course, that's the way things will be until you change that belief. So, unfortunately, belief systems are a very fluid thing, and we're always changing our belief systems. So, it's just a fluid universe. Anyway, let's get on to some other planets. Let's see what else is going on. So we have Uranus directly opposite the sun. So where we were having, and of course, because, Mercury is still within 5 degrees of an opposition to Uranus, we're still going to have some fallout from that Mercury. But the sun, again, is sense of self. It is awareness of creativity and how we have power within our lives to create our lives. And it's opposing Uranus, which is autonomy, the energy of being our own person, self-awareness and independence, especially in Aries. Aries is the first house of the chart naturally. So it is also about ego and a sense of self. So we have this polarization of the self in a relationship, Libra, ending the energy of self in that relationship, opposed how we can think about our own nature and our own independence and how we have power within that independent mind. How are we going to express the sense of self? Again, it's retrograde right now, so we're going back and Sun is at, so it's at late degrees, but it's not completely wrapped up and not opposed to the degree yet. So still a few days, obviously, about a week, where we're still trying to understand how we can make it work. There may be that opposition in relationships about this isn't working for me, but can I get it to work for me? And what do I have to go back over Uranus retrograde? What characteristics am I expressing or having to deal with, or maybe have done in the past, actions and behaviors and thoughts from the past about my own independence and expressing my power through aggressive means that isn't in my own best interest, because Aries is the aggressive energy. Uranus is the energy that channels understanding and awareness of things. So we're going back over just how we express in a physical, action-based, energetic way, in a masculine, taking action, assertive, aggressive, towards what we want to do to help our own personal power, to express our power. And it is a masculine energy opposing the feminine Venusian Libra energy in the sun. So this is a really strong time, honestly, of masculine, feminine energy and sexism. It's not surprising as Libra energy is winding down with the sun. We just had Mercury there. We had Jupiter there in the last week. And Venus will be going through this. Moon will be here in a couple days to the same degree opposing Uranus. So we're going through the interpersonal, the one-on-one energy. So these energies are kicking up people in our lives, brothers, sisters, friends, definitely friends, and some, any place where we see male, female energy coming together and having, well, I shouldn't say coming together, noticing each other and being at energetic difficulty, or wrapping up an old story, which is the ego. The other person, and this last thing I'm going to say before we move on and then wrap up with our Mars and Virgo, we are wrapping up the story around how we integrate relationship from an ego standpoint. And if the ego is not getting, then the ego is about ready to move on and make a decision, black and white. There may have been some energy, again, Libra, having multiple choices, air energy coming from all directions, especially opposing Uranus, which is an energy of channeling and bringing in information from all angles. We may be confused. There may be too many options and too many decisions, too many ideas coming in, too many choices. As the sun moves into Scorpio, the choices will be very clear, because the sun will Mercury joins with Jupiter, and all of a sudden we're clustered around a very strong decision for the benefit of our mental health and our capacity to grow as people and move forward in an optimistic way, knowing we've made the right choice. So Jupiter is very fortunate and optimistic. It's in Scorpio, but it's still trying to imbue some of that optimism to the dark reaches. So it's shining a light on the dark is what it is doing. So we're going to be seeing that. Final thing, we have Neptune at 11, Pisces. So always, it's such a slow energy. It's going to take almost 3 decades to go through. And so right now, wrapped up the first decade and into the second, which is the Cancer decade. And that means that it's about home and family and about mom. And so we're feeling that. And it's going to be in conjunct coming up about tomorrow. The moon will be in conjunct to Neptune. So mom's going to be an issue coming up for us, and about how to balance the energy of home and family life with our emotions and still find that we are keeping control of who we are. Then Mars in Virgo, wrapping up Virgo energy, health, services, work. These are all issues that we're dealing with. Health, what's going on in your physical health, work and service kind of together, and also separately could be education and school, especially if you have school-age kids. And the last thing, there may be some issues around pets, transitioning only because the end degrees, especially with Mars, it's taking action, it's health, and Virgo is the ruler of small animals. So pets may be making their transitions in the next week, and that's not meant to make you sad, but know that it's just an ending with the Sun at 24 Libra and Mars at 26 Virgo. Again, Mercury just went through there. This is a transition time. So it is letting go of old health issues so that we can move on to the next energy and be happier. Jupiter in sextile approaching to Pluto. It's going to be about life and death matters, but it's also going to be about life transitions to something better. And it's a metamorphosis like a butterfly. So there you go. I'm going to take a quick break here, and then I'll be back and we'll take calls. In these days of stress, running around, responsibilities, we all need a little place to go to make it all better. Is that place sports, football, or maybe you like to garden, paint, or just listen to music? Wherever your happy place is, you can find a shirt or mug to reflect that happy place. At myhappyplace.rocks, we have a variety of lifestyle products, including iPhone cases, pajamas, and pet items, all with beautiful, colorful designs, which help us go to our happy place. Stop by on the web for great gift ideas for others and yourself. myhappyplace.rocks. Lenny Pickett appears courtesy of Random Act Records. Check them out at randomactrecords.com. And welcome back. You are listening to the AstroEnergy Astrology Show on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Shelley Overton. I am an astrologer in Orlando, Florida, and I am very happy to look into your chart if you're interested in getting a private reading. I have full readings, I have mini readings, I have birthday readings, I have generators, and all sorts of things you can find at astrologerangel.com. So go over there. I try to keep it fairly current with what I'm doing. And yeah. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we'll take. Hello, is this Kay?
Hey, Shelley, you know it.
What's up, Kay? How's it going?
Hey, how goes it?
It's busy.
Yeah.
Got lots of energy flying through the sky and triggering my rising sign in my chart. How about you? You feeling it?
I am feeling it. I feel better though. Like the last week or so, I was feeling super. I don't know, just depressing. I guess that Piscean energy or whatever was going on. Neptunian, it felt like. But now I definitely feel invigorated and able to do stuff, not all sappy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as Jupiter, it's interesting because I didn't necessarily expect to feel as good as I did when Jupiter went into Scorpio. I kind of, it's always interesting to see if Jupiter's going to go low and get depressed because it's in Scorpio, or if it's going to buoy up Scorpio to be happier. But it seems to be buoying up Scorpio, so I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. You sound good.
Oh, thank you. So what can I look at for you today?
I just want to see what you see. I'm uber focused on career these days, and I also had a Scorpio that kind of came in and wanted to help out with, my creation, my film, and I had such a guttural response to him, and it was interesting because it's really, when you think about it, it's like everything I've been wanting, like someone to come in and say, hey, I'm going to help and do this and this and that.
Same.
But literally, I was just like, put the brakes on, buddy.
Okay, so he was overly enthusiastic? He wanted to take over?
Yes, I think that's what it is. And he was also kind of speaking to people about it who were involved, and I actually hadn't even, told him yet that I wanted to partner up or anything like that. So I think that kind of scared me, and I felt like I was going to lose control.
Yeah.
Plus, he's also, he lives in the area that everything is, that I'm shooting, and I don't. I live on the East Coast, so it's sort of like, I was like, wait a minute, I could very well be looped out of my own
Oh,
project
no.
kind
Yeah,
of
you don't
thing.
want.
So.
Well, keep in mind that Scorpio energy is also the energy of contracts and commitment. So if
Mm.
you do move forward, you might want to consider getting some kind of agreement signed and make sure
Mhm.
that it's written down so that he can't pull it out from under you.
I
And
did get him to sign an NDA. I would love for you to check him
okay,
out if you could.
sure.
But I did get him to sign an NDA. But he's a pretty. I know that he's well connected, and
Okay.
and I don't know. But I would love for you to check him out because I just don't know if it was like almost like a fear of success and like trying to hold on and do everything myself in a
I was going to say
self-destructive
there's
way.
a little bit of that. I was actually thinking that when you said this, like, oh, hold on there, it is
Yeah.
a reflection of your own need to control. And,
Yeah.
sometimes I get that. The Scorpio energy brings out those deep psychological things. Remember that. So, and definitely, like I said, territorialism. When you think about
Mhm.
territorialism, it's like, no, 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 no. This is my area. Don't step on it. I can tell you the Scorpio energy is highly aware of that. And for you, you have Uranus at 25 Scorpio in the 12th house, which means power issues, Uranus, power issues, Scorpio, and subliminal issues with having independence and autonomy, but the control, like the point blank, like, no, that's my stuff. That's my territory. I'm responsible for that. That is Saturn
Yeah.
and Virgo in your chart. And right now you've had Venus there, you've had Mercury there. Oh, actually, Mercury was there a
Yeah.
month ago, but you have Venus there recently. You have Moon there today. You have Mars there today. So yeah,
This
you're
started
getting
transpiring
triggered.
probably about a month ago into, yeah, he kind of silenced about a couple of weeks ago because I needed him to slow down, and now he's
Right.
like completely silenced, which initially
Okay.
scared me because
That's
I'm
a
like, oh
Scorpio
God, he's
thing.
running away from my idea, but
No. Let's
but he
look
was
at his
just,
chart.
yeah.
Yeah, what's
Okay,
the
cool, thank
birthday?
you.
Yeah.
So he is October 29th.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Scorpio
That's
out
Scorpio.
the yin
Yeah.
yang. He's
Yeah.
October 29th, 1978.
Okay. And do you know where?
Los Angeles.
Okay. And any idea of the time?
No clue at all.
Okay. We'll just do a sunrise chart then. Let me
Okay,
get this.
cool.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
change the date. Darn it! Quit changing that date on me. I don't know why it always does that. 1978. There we go. Okay, we'll just save him, and we'll see what's what. Let's do a chart with him and what's going on now, and then we'll
Awesome.
do a chart with the two of you together to see how you interact. Also,
Thank you.
yeah, my pleasure. Well, that's what I do. It's not only what I do; it's what I have fun doing. I just love astrology, as you know.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. So he's got, for sunrise, he's got a Scorpio rising. And that puts a whole lot of Scorpio in the first house. So Sun, Uranus at 16, Sun's at 5, at 16, Venus at 20 Scorpio, Mercury at 23 Scorpio, followed by 27 Scorpio. So
Wow.
his Mars is on Uranus for you. So what he comes in to do for you is, and Mercury and Mars, your Uranus falls dead center between his Mercury and Mars. So what he's doing for you is actually manifesting your ideas and genius. Okay? That's his purpose in this. And yeah, you've got also he's got 20-degree Scorpio. And so it's 20-degree Scorpio, 23 Mercury, and then your Uranus at 25 and his Mars at 27, which means that there's desire, there's thought processes, and then there's your genius, unique way of saying, let's do it this way. And then his Mars saying, okay, I've got it, let's run with it. And he's all about it. Like, he definitely will make it happen for you. And he's awesomely got Pluto right close to your Pluto, and that means that it's a major life change for him. His Pluto falls in your career house, which means that he's come in also I've got chills for this one. I didn't expect that, but it's a major life change in your career, and it's like a major partnership change. So let's do it. He also has Moon in Libra. You have Moon in Libra. So you both have your Plutos up in career, and you both have your Moons in Libra up in career. So definitely he wants the partnership.
He does.
Let me see. With the sunrise chart, Jupiter and Mercury are in the 12th house right now for him. And they're coming out. They're coming out soon. Let me just see. Jupiter will be out in the open for him in November, starting on around the end of the first week. So about the 7th of November, Jupiter falls into his first house. So whatever he has going on in subliminal range will come out into the open then. And then Mercury is going to get there, I believe, a little bit faster than that. Mercury will be there on the 21st. So, and that'll be really interesting because the sun's also going into Scorpio then. But whatever is going on that he might be thinking behind the scenes, he'll be able to express it more openly. And there probably will be some ego things going on. He does have a territorial thing too, because his sun, because we don't know the exact time, sun falls into the rising, so it's right there in the first house. So that's when you'll find out his ego issues. That's when you'll find out where he wants to own what, you know?
Yeah, but that's what makes me nervous.
Well, you know what? He'll work with you. You both have Saturn in Virgo, and that means you both have you're both workaholic on that.
Yeah.
You both really strongly. I want to say he does share your vision. You both. I mean, he's so close in birthday. I mean, you're only a year and a half
blown
apart.
away by it. Yeah, he really was. You know, I guess because he started running so fast, I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was going to lose control. You know.
I think. You know, let me see. Where's his sun stuff? Is in Scorpio. And you know what? I want to say that you guys are going to work really well together. The only thing that I see probably hanging you up is your Venus at 28 Aries with Uranus on it. And, you know, currently you've got that Uranus sitting right on top of your Venus. And so what's happening? Let me see. I'm trying to figure this out. That's his partner. Let me see your chart, Venus, Uranus. So you're really coming to the bitter end of the dynamic around home and family, and Uranus on your Venus means that you're really trying to family, the family of origin structure, and you're really coming into a time where you're going to make that business happen because Uranus goes into your creative house really soon, next year. You'll be dealing with it in like the spring, okay?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is you're really at the end degrees of like, stop telling me what to do, stop ruling my life. And I know it seems kind of old story for you because it's like, come on, you know.
No, it's not an old story.
Well, I
mean, it
like,
is an old story, but it's like I get what you're saying completely. That is where I am.
Yeah. Well, I've got so many chills around this. I want to say he probably got his feelings hurt when you said slow down.
He did. He did. And then I didn't even see that he called. You know, I don't know if you have an iPhone, but your messages can just sit there. And I don't talk on the phone often, and I just saw it. Like, literally, he had left a message. I was like, oh, God. And I texted him. I said, oh, I missed your message. Let's talk when I'm next in town in a month or so. I didn't get a reply, and I didn't get a reply from an email that I had sent earlier. But I sat on the email for a little bit because I was just, you know, I don't know. It's just in my head.
Let me put it this way with him.
Weird.
Let me put it this way. He doesn't have a choice. He wants to be a part of this. He knows there's a very potent, powerful draw to you in his chart and your chart. Okay. You do have, like, his Jupiter is in Leo, which he can have an ego. Definitely, there's like, because again, you know, using the idea, Jupiter expresses where you can be in your own issues, right? In Leo, it's a very creative energy, but he can be very carried away by when he gets in his creative spot, he needs to express. The problem with his Jupiter is it squares Scorpio. It squares his sun. So he's, and I think that probably is part of the dynamic for him right now is that he's got that Leo, Jupiter getting his ego hurt. And I can tell you, you want to know how to deal with Jupiter and Leo? Somewhat. Jupiter itself, it doesn't connect into the deep, dark stuff, while he's got 4 planets all connecting into the deep, dark, serious stuff. His Jupiter and Leo makes him very creative and very outgoing. Can I ask you point blank, just so I know before I tell you the next stuff, is he gay or is he straight?
Straight.
Okay. He
To my knowledge, I mean, he has a family and all
okay,
that.
because I want to say your charts together are like, this is like a soulmate energy in this chart. So I don't know if you have an attraction to him, but there's a
I
tremendous
don't.
opportunity, no
Mhm.
attraction, because you both
Really?
have,
What aspect shows you that?
well, because your Saturns are in the same sign, which means a life purpose connection. And I tell you, I've been in relationships where Saturns square each other, and it's like you're always at cross purposes. You never are on board. And his Saturn's in Virgo, your Saturn's in Virgo, so you have education, you have workaholism and the
Mhm.
drive to be responsible for the projects, and you're just very responsible in the work environment, and
Mhm.
you've got this really strong life purpose connection. And
Mhm.
so I mean, it's definitely supportive of someone you would partner with in some capacity. Okay. That
Gotcha.
being said, Saturn in Virgo, I mean, while it's a life purpose, Virgo is very asexual. So you
Mhm.
might not be a sexual energy that you immediately notice, but you have Mars at 2 degrees Virgo and he has Saturn at 11, which means that he's willing to take responsibility for things that you also want to take action on. And
Mm.
your Jupiter is there as well. Like, so he's very, like, your drive and your need to learn and grow. His Saturn is right there saying, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's do those things,
Yeah,
and
he
let's
really is like,
take."
let's do it.
And I've got so many chills with this guy. I mean, like, even if you don't make it a romantic thing, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, there's so much connectedness to life purpose with the two of you that just being around each other,
Oh.
you have the same wounding. He has Chiron at 7. You have Chiron at 10, Taurus. So you have a
Mm.
similar wounding, like not knowing his rising sign. It'll express in a different house potentially for him, but you have the
Mhm.
same Neptune, which means you have the same vision.
Mhm.
His Uranus is your Uranus, excuse me, his Mars and Mercury is on your Uranus. So where you want to be expressing your power, he's ready to help you do that. So he's also
Wow.
got Uranus in Scorpio. Um, let's see your suns. You both have suns in water signs, early degrees. So, I mean,
Mhm.
you've got a 14 Pisces, he's got a 5 Scorpio. So there is an understanding on an intuitive level that you guys
Mhm.
have. And then your Venus is at 28 Aries, fire sign. His Jupiter is at 7 Leo. So while his Jupiter squares a lot of the Scorpio, it's not squaring your Uranus. It's actually in
Mhm.
more positive cooperation with your Pluto moon because they're in sextile signs, node in Leo. So you can kind of understand that creative nature. And being analogous to the Virgo in your chart, it is cooperative and he will be very creative and bring the creative side to your pragmatism. I mean, there's a
Mhm.
lot of good in here, and I think that he definitely has some something to contribute for you.
Yeah,
I
for
I
sure.
I understand that his Jupiter in Leo falls in your house of commitment, and that squares money from all the money stuff, but you don't have any planets directly squaring that, which is a really good thing. Um, I think his need to be a little bit arrogant is going to trigger both of your chirons. So that means that there could be a little bit of ego getting in the way of how the creativity is expressed. And if you understand that, I will tell you the key to Leo. The key to
Mhm.
Leo is that you relate to them. They want to feel like they're part of something. And
Mm.
if you're protective of your project as if this is all mine and you don't give him some kind of ownership in it, he's going to get his feelings hurt because he needs to know that it's like a child for them. They want
Yeah.
the Leo ego looks
Feed it.
at creative projects as their child, and they want to nurture it. They have a very generous uh, nature, and they give so much, but their
Right.
ego it comes across as arrogance, and the arrogance is rooted in needing to connect and be a part of. So if you recognize whenever he's arrogant, he's not feeling connected and a part of something. So how you
Mhm.
appeal to that is you say you basically give them strokes. So His
Yeah.
love language in business is going to be like, you did so good. I got chills telling you this. So this is how you connect to him. That was amazing. Like, you really bring a lot to this project for me, and you really help create more. So yeah, you're going to need to stroke the ego for this guy, but it's based in wanting to be part of something. Whereas your Venus in Aries, you want to not be like, you want to be you. Like your drive is to be the kind of the guy. Venus in Aries brings out the guy energy.
Yeah.
And you're much more forthright, and you express your desires through that masculine sense of just do it. And he needs to be a part of it. So if you can connect to that being part and relate. Take him to lunch, take him to dinner.
Can that be done while I keep creative control, though? Because that's my whole thing, is I do not want to give creative control.
I want you to be open to the fluidity of the creation, okay? Because if you're going to work with him, that will be a sticking point. That you have to acknowledge the ego associated with his contributions. And this is a male ego thing. You're just going to have to know that, and that could be a sticking point. I mean, the thing with his karma is he has Jupiter squaring his Scorpio. So this is part of his storyline, where he's so passionate, Scorpio, but yet he has an ego that needs to be stroked, which gets in the way of the deeper issues. Okay.
Right.
So, and then also having that territorialism gets in the way of the creativity, but you have some of that too. So I just want to say, this is something that you both have to really work with, but you have so many positive aspects. And I can tell you, if you don't come out of the gate fighting for something, you're going to have fewer fights. Okay. If you learn to cooperate with this energy brought in to help you learn and grow. And Jupiter in Scorpio is going to probably, both of you are triggered to fight, or to not necessarily fight, although Scorpio does want to fight. You're willing to go to the death. This is a Scorpio. It will kill the project to make more. So if you don't let that get in your way, and you have some good energy.
I really don't.
You do.
But it's just, for me,
Saturn,
my vision
Virgo,
is important to, like, I don't want to give when I say creative control, it doesn't mean like he can't suggest stuff and then I won't be open to it, but the final vision is me. And that's what I want to be sure that I can move forward with him in this way.
Okay. So what you have to express to him is, I'm not kidding you, you have to let him know how valuable his contributions in a creative way are to you, but you just, because it's your baby, and talk in those terms. Say, this has been my baby for so long. I really just want to be the one who says, this is, I mean, I will absolutely work with you on your creative vision, but this is my baby. And he will get the baby part. Okay, because he's, Leo's nothing about the kid.
That language, you're so on point.
Yeah.
You're so on
point.
So
anyway, that's what I have to tell you about that.
Woo.
Okay.
Okay, that's deep.
So it's a lot. It is.
So hopefully he will be open again. Do you think? If I told him to just give me like some time to revisit and like talk to him in person when I'm out there next, like in a month or so, and I haven't gotten any reply, but I guess maybe I can just touch back with him after some time
keep him in the loop
and rub the ego or whatever.
You got to. You're not going to make it through this without rubbing the ego and think of him.
Oh God, can I do that with my Aries?
I will tell you. Let me tell you. I have this cat. I don't know. We'll see. But this is Leo. Leo's a cat. I have a cat that found me. And I'm allergic to cats, so he can't come in the house, but he's the most loving individual I've ever seen. He comes to the window, and, I'm a very busy person. Every time I touch him, I have to wash my hands. Every time I go out and he wants to rub my legs, I have to wipe my pants down with a wet paper towel. So it's labor intensive, right? Your business is labor intensive. But I go out, and once a day, I put him up on the pedestal and I rub him and I pet him and I say, "You're such a good cat." And he's like, "Okay, thank you." And he's satisfied. Like, I mean, not, I'm sure he would want even more of that. You know, once you give a little, you got to give a lot more. But acknowledging him and saying, you know, I know you're out there. I know I can't let you in, but I see you and I love you and I'm petting you and I'm spending some one-on-one time. That's what the cat wants. The cat wants one-on-one time. He wants to be petted. He wants to know he's valuable to you. Okay? And if you can do that and not get carried away with the power thing to where you forget about that, then that will be how you get through it. Okay, but you have so many positive aspects connecting in your charts that you really do think a lot alike. If you can I mean, your moons are in the same place. You know, you've got fire in your chart, fire in his, so you're going to have friction. But the friction, if you look at it like creative friction, that you're going to create something new from all of that, it will go well. Okay?
Oh, thank you so much. That was
You're welcome.
Powerful. And really insightful.
My pleasure. And definitely don't be quiet with him. He doesn't, you know, he's going to brood. Don't let him go off and brood. That's a Scorpio. You know, he's going to he's going to be like
reaching
you know
out
what?
like, hello.
Yeah. And Scorpio, again, it'll be vindictive, and water signs withdraw to punish. So, you know, an apology goes a long way, even if you can find something to apologize for, even if it isn't necessarily, I'm sorry that I want my business to be my own, but, you know, I'm sorry if I wasn't really sensitive to how you were contributing. Something like that would go very far with him. Okay?
Okay, cool. I did apologize. What did I say? I'm sorry I didn't see, you know, your text and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, no, he's enthusiastic, but when they commit, they really commit. The Scorpio is a committer. Like, you know, you'll be like shaking your hand. Oh, he's not getting off of this. So, but you guys have a lot of positive aspects, so I encourage you. Okay?
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Look forward to hearing more about it.
Indeed.
Bye.
You know you will. All right, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay, tell me, is it Lena or Lena?
Lena. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Lena. How you doing?
All right. I wanted to look at my chart and see if, you know, I'm having a problem with that crazy Scorpio rising.
Yeah.
Sag sun.
Scorpio rising.
I mean,
yes.
Got a Sag sun with a Gemini moon, and it's gotten so worse since the last time we spoke a month ago. He's He's placing so many fake jobs online. And my brother tried contacting him to find out what the hell's going on with him, and now it seemed like it backfired on me. And now he's texting my sister-in-law, and I cut off my family now.
Right.
I mean, because
hold
I
on
realize
one
the
second.
stuff. Sure.
I just want to get your chart because I'm looking and I cannot find it unless it's a different prefix. I've got his, but I don't have yours for some strange reason.
Mine is March 7th, 1962.
Okay. Okay, and what time and place?
12:03 p.m. Islip, New York.
Okay. You said 12:03?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get that in there real quick here. 12:03 p.m. Got it. Okay. I think I'm going to lose some live callers, but I just want to know that, you know, I'll finish this reading and yeah, so you can listen to it and archive if you want to continue to hear it for those who haven't. Okay, so a lot of the times when I give a reading, now I understand that he's being a certain way, but I want to focus a little bit at the beginning here on why you're interacting with him. Like, what is it that you're getting at? Like, what is he doing and how is that interaction going?
Well, I'm not. I cut off all communication with him months ago. I blocked him. I don't communicate with him.
Then what is he doing?
He's placing fake jobs online. He doesn't want me to get a job because he wanted me to work for him, and I won't work for him. I won't even associate with him, let alone work for him and live with him.
Right. So how does he have any authority over the jobs you apply for?
Well, because he knows my jobs that I apply for in my background, and that's the jobs that he's like it's crazy. I know. It's like unbelievable.
Well, my suggestion, just from that vein, like, okay, he knows all this, would be if you're looking for a job, go in person to the kind of companies that you want to work for, and take him out of the loop. There is no connecting in, just go straight to the source of where you're looking for the job, and he doesn't have any way of having any power over you that way.
Yeah, because I went and took a temporary job in Macy's, and then I told somebody I was working in Macy's, and before you know, he found out from somebody, and then he was sending people up to harass me.
Well, have you talked to the police and gotten a restraining order of any sort?
No, I went down there. The woman just told me I didn't have enough proof because I can't prove it's him because other people are doing it, and he's online with fake profiles. So I can't get any direct proof. The only proof I have is one of his text messages where he tells me that my spies tell me you have boyfriends.
Right. Well, he's got Jupiter in the 12th house, and it's right on him. Went past his Mars, but Mercury is coming up. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going. It's Mars and Neptune in the 12th house, and that means that he's going to, I mean, exactly what he's doing is kind of increasing right now, and as far as dealing with him, I can't stop him from doing what he's doing, and if you can't get a restraining order, it doesn't sound like there's much you can do other than, I mean, if you've got your car on and you have a little money, maybe go somewhere else, move away. Have you done that? Have you considered moving? I would do that. You've got a lot of energy.
I don't have any money.
Okay, well, you can get money. I mean, if you have no other source of income, go to the places that need helpers. Right now, it's retail. We're coming up at the end of the year. I mean, your chart shows that you have Jupiter in the house of creativity, and it's in Scorpio. So you got Jupiter coming up on your Neptune. So there's some expansion around your dream and your creative side. And then Jupiter next year, it doesn't go into your house of work until next year. And Saturn, once it gets to Capricorn, it will give you more opportunity for work. But I'm telling you, Saturn in your house of work in Sagittarius means go to another place. Get away from where you're at. And you've got a lot of change coming your way. Uranus just moved out of your house of career. Neptune is coming up on your midheaven. And then Saturn will be going into Capricorn in your house of work, which means there will be a physical structure around your work energy coming up by the end of the year. So I would say if you're trying to find a job now, you're not going to find it where you're at. Or, if you find it, you may find it in education. But, do something that is training or teaching or, even if you bring in online, do something online because Uranus is in your house of money from career and Uranus rules online teaching. I don't know if you have the ability to do that given your circumstances. But, if you can do something even online, that would be helpful. And, I mean, I can only tell you what I can tell you. Unfortunately, I can't make him go away. I can only tell you he's going to probably continue to do stuff until he does something that you can actually physically, materially prove to get a restraining order. But you definitely have some fortune coming in. Jupiter's coming up on your Neptune in Scorpio. That is also legalities. So you could either get help from a lawyer, or you may even have the opportunity to find some type of work through a lawyer. So.
Wow, that would be great.
I'm also. I mean, there's a lot of education in your chart. You have Mars in Virgo, and it's in the home and family area. Do you have anyone in your family who might? I mean, like substitute teaching or something. I mean, it sounds to me like your circumstances are dire enough that. Just getting any kind of job with anyone would be the best route at this point. Like go to a fast food place, go to Walmart, go to, any place that's hiring right now coming into the Christmas season.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I have applied. I've applied down at, different retail outlets. And going to do more today. It's just money is getting really scarce.
Well, I would go, honestly, I think more than any other place, fast food restaurants have quickest turnover, and is probably the quickest way. If you're looking to get a job today, I would just go to a fast food restaurant and say, I would like to work today. You know, it could be any place.
Yeah.
It could be Denny's or McDonald's or Wendy's, or I mean, there's so many of them. Yeah, those are the highest turnover jobs. If you want something today, I would say you could do that. But when Saturn hits Capricorn in December, that's going to give you a lot more opportunity to have a physical bricks and mortar building kind of job. But if you're looking for education, right now is also another opportunity to do something in that field with Saturn and Sagittarius and Mars in Virgo. And they're in sextile, or excuse me, I take it back, they're actually squaring each other. But yeah, and you know, as soon as Mars moves into Libra, that's actually going to be a better energy for you as well. And I think it'll be more cooperation with family. And also you'll feel a little bit stronger within yourself too. It won't be quite as stark and lacking, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because my sister's a Libra, and sometimes she'll help me, but I don't, you know, she sort of kept this quiet, and I don't think she believes this story with this man. I think she thought I was making him up.
Yeah. Well, you know, you've got Neptune at your midheaven, which is going to make people think that, you know, you're all very Neptunian Piscean, and you are a Pisces sun and a Venus in Pisces. So, yeah, there's definitely this energy where people are going to think that you're making stuff up, but that doesn't mean it isn't true. It just means that they're perceiving you that way. But Mars in Virgo is very practical and pragmatic. So, you know, if you can see about getting some help from family, I mean, now would be the time, as long as Mars is in that house for you, and Mars is going to stay there until late November. So let's see, I'll tell you when. November 29th, Mars moves into your house of creativity.
Oh, I thought Mars in family is fight with family.
It can be, but it's also taking action around stuff. And Mars in Virgo tends to be more critical. They might be more critical to you, but you might also be more critical to them. When Mars moves into Libra, which is, again, the 23rd of October, then there's going to be more cooperation, just because Mars in Libra makes everybody a little less combative. So early Mars in Libra is going to be more cooperative for you. Late Mars in Libra is going to be opposing Uranus, and that's going to be a major change for you. And that could be good, though, because that's also coming up on Scorpio energy and commitment. Mars in Scorpio is going to be about commitment. So, and that'll be helpful. So you're a very intuitive person, and I know that you can just follow your intuition, and you'll be guided in the right place. So.
Okay. Yeah, because my niece asked me to move to Arizona, but I think that's too far.
Oh,
I don't know.
Tell her the circumstances and see if you can. I mean, I'm telling you, you've got a lot of energy around travel and around work.
Really?
Through travel, yeah. You have Saturn and Sagittarius in your house of work. That's ownership of the idea of moving or learning something new from another source far away. And it's in the house of work. So I would say you're probably going to get a job if you move. That's why I was encouraging that. So if you don't do it, you know, something may come about at the end of the year. But I would say if you want something now, ask her if there's any way she can help you with gas to get out there.
From Florida, Arizona? That's my car is like 13 years old. It probably would get stuck. Okay.
Well, I'm just telling you, and the one last thing I'll leave you with is, if you keep putting reasons why you can't do something, you'll keep getting no's. You've got to start looking for yeses. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I really appreciate the call. Okay, bye. Take care of yourself.
Thanks. Bye.
To everyone else who's waiting for a call, I apologize not getting to you. You know, I'm very my readings, and I probably need to limit it more so I can get more callers on. But next week, we're going to focus on getting a few more questions answered. So thank you for listening, and please do call back next week early, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at ironwoodrain.com. To subscribe, please click the picture of Shelley on the right or the red button below.